A Quiet Place spin-off loses its director. Jeff Nichols is no longer attached to direct the next installment in the A Quiet Place franchise. The untitled A Quiet Place spin-off film is in search of a new director. Jeff Nichols, Take Shelter, Mud, is no longer attached to helm the planned third installment in the A Quiet Place film franchise. According to Deadline, Nichols and Paramount Pictures are amicably parting ways on the project, with the studio currently looking for a new director to take over the movie. Nichols, meanwhile, is said to be shifting his focus to the untitled sci-fi film he is currently developing at Paramount, which the studio is reportedly very high on. Deadline adds that top agencies are already submitting options for Nichols' replacement. A new director will likely be chosen quickly, as the new A Quiet Place movie remains a top priority for Paramount following the success of A Quiet Place Part 2, which upon its wide release back in May had the biggest opening weekend of the pandemic era up until that point. Directed and co-written by John Krasinski, A Quiet Place originally hit theaters in 2018. The post-apocalyptic film, which stars Krasinski opposite Emily Blunt, follows a couple who struggle to raise their children in a world inhabited by violent aliens that, while blind, have exceptional hearing at their disposal. Krasinski returned to write and direct A Quiet Place Part 2, which premiered in New York City in March 2020. The film's nationwide release came 14 months later in May 2021, having been delayed due to the coronavirus, COVID-19, pandemic. Back in June, it was reported that Paramount was developing a new film in the A Quiet Place saga scheduled for release on the 31st of March, 2023, with Nichols attached to write and direct. The film is said to be a spin-off set in the A Quiet Place universe, as opposed to a direct follow-up to Part 2. That said, according to Blunt, Krasinski does have an idea for a potential third main entry in the series. It was also recently confirmed that developers Illogica and EP1TME and publisher Saber Interactive had partnered with Paramount to create a video game based on A Quiet Place, which is slated to release sometime in 2022. Nevertheless, it remains to be seen who will step up to direct the A Quiet Place spin-off movie now that Nichols has taken his leave.